Gang War. An excerpt from the book Let Me Say It Now, written by Shri Rakesh Maria, retired Commissioner of Police, Mumbai. The sun blazed mercilessly on the Mahalakshmi Bridge. It was close to 12 noon and the traffic signal atop the bridge was trying to put some sense into the busy junction. It was a sweltering summer day and a harried Abdul Yusuf Sheikh, the traffic constable in charge, was at his athletic best. He had just sprinted towards the pavement where the railway station entrance opens onto the bridge, screaming himself hoarse at the cheeky taxis halting to drop off passengers and lingering on for customers. Little did he know that he was about to witness a high profile murder which was unfolding at that very minute, just a few feet away. At the signal had halted a cream colored Mercedes, its owner sitting next to the chauffeur, as was his practice. He was on his way to his office in Baikulla, probably thinking of the various tasks on his agenda for the multi crore deal that he was hoping to close soon. A lot of planning had gone into it, and he was tackling different types of people, some politicians, some activists, some union leaders, and some others of a rather dubious vocation and disposition. He was rearing to go, quite confident that he would pull it off ultimately, though things were far from easy. Yet, the last thing he expected was someone to just smash the window of his beautiful car with a hammer and pump bullets into him. But that is exactly what happened. Neither he nor his loyal chauffeur had noticed that some two wheelers and a car had kept them close company right from the moment they had left his Tony Malabar Hill bungalow. A Yamaha motorcycle pulled up alongside his window and the two riders jumped off. The Mercedes could be bulletproof, and the assailants did not want to leave anything to chance. Within a split second, they had smashed the car window to smithereens with a hammer and pumped bullets into their target. He was Sunit Khatau, the 55-year-old chairman and managing director of Khatau Mackenzie Spinning and Weaving Mills, which had turned 125 years that very year. Hearing the gunshots and the wild honking of panic stricken motorists, Constable Sheikh turned back, and just as he was trying to comprehend what had happened, the killers were speeding away towards Worli, abusing the motorists in Hindi to get out of the way. There were two wheelers with pillion riders brandishing revolvers and also a blue Maruti car escorted by two more two wheelers. One of them, sitting in the Maruti car, was shouting at the men on the two wheelers in Marathi. Two dhobis, that is washermen, working at the nearby dhobi ghat, also witnessed the attack and the assailants fleeing away. In the avalanche of bullets directed towards Sunil Khatau, one of the bullets had struck his chauffeur, Anand Ghorpade, but despite the injury, he displayed a great presence of mind. Unmindful of his own injury, he whisked his master away straight to the BYL Nair Charitable Hospital, which was close by. But it was too late. Sunil Khatau was declared dead on arrival. The Tardev police, under whose jurisdiction the scene of offence fell, rushed to the spot and investigations began. The day was 7 May 1994 and I was barely 5 months old in my office of TCP Detection, Crime Branch, Bombay. The cold-blooded murder in broad daylight sent shock waves across the city. It was the first time that an industrialist had been murdered in Bombay. And he was no ordinary industrialist. Sunil Khatau represented one of the most distinguished merchants and trading families who were pioneers in the cotton textile industry in the city, several of whom came from diverse backgrounds: Parsis, Gujaratis, Hindus, Jews, and even Ismailis. Their saga of success had begun with Nanabhoi Dawar of Bombay Spinning and Weaving Company and Manikji Petit, who set up the Oriental Spinning and Weaving Company in 1855. The Dawars and the Petits were followed by the Tatas, Wadias, Sasons, Morarjis, Thakursis, and the Khataus. The Khatau mill was set up in 1874 and grew to be one of the greatest in the industry. In 1875, the textile mill owners formed the Bombay Mill Owners Association, a prestigious industry association in the country, and the textile industry soon became the backbone of India's economy. The mill owners stood for the success of indigenous entrepreneurship. As the freedom struggle took shape, they were genuinely drawn to its dynamic leaders and gave valuable support to the nationalist movement. However, in 1994, the textile mills were an ailing conglomerate of 6 units, no longer the thriving industry and pride of Bombay. Even then, the mill owners, particularly the scions of the distinguished pioneers, were still looked up to. That one of them could be murdered so casually was unthinkable and hard to accept, even for their severest of critics. The murderers had, therefore, thrown an open challenge at the Bombay police, which could not be taken lightly. The process of transferring this high profile case to the crime branch had already begun when I sat in my office the next day, mulling over strategies for quick detection. As I was conferring with my colleagues, Umesh Prabhale, my personal assistant, sent in a visitorship. The name and the purpose of the visit were entered in a neat hand in English. Mehrunisa, official. I could not place the name, and as soon as I had finished my meeting, I sent for her. In came a woman fully covered in a burqa and wearing a very pleasing fragrance. No sooner had she taken a seat than she shot a question at me. सर, आप पर कितना भरोसा कर सकती हूँ? I was taken aback. This woman was actually asking me how much she could trust me. I regained my composure and said, I am a police officer. I am here to help people. You have to repose faith in me if you want me to help you. लेकिन सर, ये तो मेरे ज़िंदगी और मौत का सवाल है, she said. It meant that it was a question of life and death for her. She was scared of her identity being exposed, and I could sense the anxiety in her tone. I thought for a while and looked at the visitor's ship. First of all, I have not seen your face. Then I am also pretty certain that this name that you have written here is not your real name, I said. So there is no question of me knowing who you are, but I assure you that whatever you tell me will remain with me. It will not go beyond the confines of this room, and you have to take my word for it. Beyond this, there is nothing I can say to make you trust me. About 10 seconds of silence followed, and then she said in fluent English, sounding quite polished, Sir, I can help you with the Sunil Khatau murder case. I was astounded. Here, I had just started activating my informants to get leads, and in walks someone the very next day of the murder to nonchalantly tell me who the murderers are. Was I dreaming? Was someone trying to throw us off their scent? How could she help? As I was lost in these thoughts, she asked me again if she could trust me. सर, आप पर भरोसा कर सकती हूँ ना? The tone was pleading. I am giving you my word that whatever you tell me will remain with me, I assured her earnestly. The killing was executed by Om Prakash Bharadwaj, that is, Omi and his boys. They belong to the Amar Naik gang, she said. Who is he? And how can you be so sure? How do you know? I asked. Sir, I am a professional singer in an orchestra band which plays in a 7-star hotel, she said, and lifted her veil with a swoosh. She was an exceptionally beautiful girl and barely 19 or 20 years of age. Not only was she well groomed, she was endowed with natural beauty. I have now put my life in your hands and I trust you with it, sir. She added, and I could see fear clouding her eyes. After I had assured her again that I would keep her identity a secret, she began narrating her story. She gave me the name of the hotel. Omi was a regular visitor to the hotel orchestra and one of her admirers. He even promised her a film career in Bollywood. By this time, she had learned that he was Omi Bharadwaj, a sharpshooter from Amar Naik's gang and an important lieutenant in his drug business. He began confiding in her and boasting about his exploits. She gave the address of the flat where he lived. She gave me the number of his motorbike, which was MH06A3650. It was a Yamaha on which they frequently went to Juhu Beach. The story ended and she looked relieved. Sir, now my life is in your hands, she repeated. Henceforth, I will not come to meet you. Please tell me how I should contact you in case I need help or if I have to give you more information. I will phone you as Mehrunisa, she said. I gave her my office and residential numbers and told her that she could call me whenever she wanted. I also assured her that I would do everything possible to ensure her safety. Her eyes no longer held the fear with which she had entered, and she then left my cabin, taking care to cover her face before stepping out. I immediately called the crime branch team I had put together for this investigation. Senior Inspector Nikom was being assisted by Inspector Johri and other officers. I shared with them the information that I had received without divulging anything about Mehrunisa. The crime branch immediately flashed the motorcycle number on all the police wireless networks with instructions to pick up the bike along with the occupant the minute it was spotted. I also deputed men to keep vigil on both the apartments in Thane.